So cool here. Dreamforce is so cool and fun, just like our Winter 22 release features. In today's What's in the News, we'll see what's latest for the developers from Winter 22 release. We'll then see how uniquely our Trailblazers are sharing knowledge these days. Finally, we'll do a quick round of news items. If you are eagerly waiting to learn and use Salesforce functions just like me, then you have a good news.
With Salesforce functions, your Salesforce app can now use additional programming languages and open source or third-party frameworks. It saves your development time and effort. It will become generally available soon. Look for further announcements and details on developer.salesforce.com. If you want to get started, visit the Salesforce Functions Development Center on developer.salesforce.com. Let us click this link from the release document. Here, I am in Salesforce Functions documentation. You can learn how to develop your function, deploy it, and invoke your deployed function in your sandbox or production app. If you are new to Salesforce Functions, you can start from this section, Onboard with Salesforce Functions, where you can learn fundamentals. If you already know Salesforce Functions, you can check this documentation. You can also find solutions and samples. Did I say samples? We have one more good news. Just like LWC recipes and Apex recipes, you can find Salesforce Functions recipes on developer.salesforce.com. You can go to Build, Code Samples and SDKs, and here you can find Functions recipes. If you navigate to the GitHub repository, here in README, you can find setup, deployment, and usage instructions.
How do you see the structure of the Lightning Web Component? How do you know which Apex class is being used by which Lightning Web Component? Probably we refer to the code and understand that. But this release has made these things very simple. Let's check that.
From setup, in the quick find box, you can search for Lightning components. Here, you can see a list of all my LWC and Aura components. Let us click on one of the LWC components. Here you can see Lightning Web Components bundle details. If you expand it, you can see all the subcomponents. You can see the LWC dependencies, and also did you notice that you can also find the Apex classes used by this component. The dependency tree shows up to 3 levels of dependencies for a component.
One of my favorite features in this release is exposing the events in the Lightning App Builder. We'll check a demo of it in the tips section. With this release, managing cookies is even better with the Lightning Web Components. We can incorporate the user authorized cookie consent into the Lightning components. Let's understand how to do that through this Learn More blog.
In this Learn More blog post, Stefan has described how the LWC cookie consent module works. We must import the set cookie consent and is category allowed for current consent methods from the user consent cookie module. We can then get the current consent values by calling the is category allowed for current consent method and passing in a string for each category. The categories can be preferences, marketing, statistics, or required. When consent is changed in the UI, we can handle that change in the change consent value method by updating the cookie and passing the consent object into the set cookie consent method. This will allow us to present cookies to our users through a component. This is how the component looks like. If you missed the release readiness live, watch it on the Salesforce Developers YouTube channel to learn more.
Developer tools, both CLI and Salesforce Extension Pack have weekly release cadence. Let's now see some of the latest updates in the last 4 months. Let's start with the updates to the Salesforce Extension Pack.
This is a little older update, but you can find debug test code lens with Apex test methods. You can add a breakpoint or checkpoint and click debug test lens. It debugs the test method and shows the values in the left sidebar. You can now create the Apex test suite, add test to suite, and run the test suite from the command palette itself. You can now log out from the default log right from the command palette. But be cautious and never ignore this warning. Save username and password for your scratch log before you log out. Otherwise, you might lose all access to the scratch log. Now let's see some CLI updates. We already have a command force source delete with metadata flag to delete metadata files. Now you can use the test level flag to specify the level of deployment tests to run when you delete metadata source files. You can specify no test run local tests, or run all tests in org. We already have a command force user password generate to generate and set the password for one or more scratch.org users. Now you can also define the level of complexity while you generate password. For instance, you can use 3 to generate passwords with lower and uppercase letters and numbers only.
The Winter 22 release is packed with a lot of other features. Don't forget to check the release notes, the developer preview video on Salesforce Developers YouTube channel, blogs and other content in our favorite developer.salesforce.com website. Let's now look into some event news.
Dreamforce 2021 is over. But wait, a big event is coming up for the ANZ community. A highly technical and interactive event where you can interact with the product managers and experts. For more information, stay tuned. We'll keep posting updates on this page.
It is now time for community focus. Do you remember the adage, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Raj Sneha and her husband Satish Balaji has proved it once again. They can illustrate anything in the form of pictures. Let's now see some of their work.
Rajasneha is inspired by expressing the knowledge in the form of pictures right from her childhood. She has defined a new dimension to learn Salesforce concepts. Along with her husband Satish Balaji, she created a website, rsforce.net, where you can find fun-filled illustrations of concepts in the form of blogs. Let's look into one of the blogs here. This is about Einstein Vision. This segment shows we can recognize and classify images just like dogs in dogs baskets and cats in cats baskets. We can create applications that can include features like visual search, brand detection, and product identification using Einstein Vision. In visual search, you can find products from pictures, while you can use brand detection for brand analysis through social media images. You can use product identification to manage inventory just with pictures. This site has various other blogs. What are containers? What is Heroku, etc. Not only that, they started writing technical notes to deep dive into the concepts. Now let's hear from Rajasneha on how it all started and what inspired her to do this.
Thank you so much for featuring our work. I'm glad to take this as an opportunity to express my vision on metaphorical thinking and the impact it can have on us. Since my childhood, I relate every concept I learned with the external and real world objects. I would construct in my mind a cladogram on the subjects I study. So this helped me to remember things longer than my peers. Psychologically, we would remember things only for a shorter period of time unless we understand the system and fundamentals completely. As I grew, I taught my peers how to relate fundamentals with metaphors, which helped them to remember things longer, which means the retrieval from the memory was instantaneous. Furthermore, this enhanced the thought process. This motivated me to start the illustrated blogs with a vision to enhance the thought process of greater communities. So together we think better with metaphors, thereby building better products.
Thank you, Rajasneha. We look forward to more such easy to understand illustrations and blogs that help our trailblazers to understand the concepts easily. Let's wrap with a quick round of news items. We'll list some of the features which are generally available. We'll also see some of the features that are in beta and developer preview.
Socket Builder is now generally available. And not only that, Salesforce functions are scheduled to become GA during this period. Winter 22 release includes some features in developer preview mode, which means that the feature is pretty stable, but it may change slightly. You can use it at your own risk. One of the developer preview features is Light DOM for Lighting Web Components OSS. The Light DOM enables your component markup to live outside the Shadow DOM. The other developer feature is the ability to call invocable actions from Apex. It can only be used with ScratchOx for now. One of the beta features that you love is Lightning Web Security. Lightning Web Security is a new client-side security architecture for your custom Lightning Web components. It has fewer restrictions and more functionality than Lightning Locker, providing strong and flexible security. For instance, with Lightning Web Security, you'll be able to import components from other namespaces and interact with global objects. We announced Salesforce CLI unification during Trailhead DX. It is now available in beta. The unified CLI enables Salesforce developers to build, test, and deploy across Salesforce from one unified CLI experience.
That's all in today's news. Keep trailblazing.